Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a prickly pear cactus. Okay, so all you're going to need is some green. I've got some pink for a little flower, scissors, yarn needle, a 3mm hook, and also either a terracotta pot or you can use the pattern that I have for a terracotta pot and some soil. Okay, so I'll leave the link for both of those videos in the description. Okay. Right, first we're going to make the flower. So take your pink yarn, or if you're using yellow for the flower, make a slip knot and then chain 2. Okay, now you want to go back into the first chain that you made and make 1 single crochet. And then you want to make 2 double crochets. Okay, so you need to do that. So you have 5 petals, so 4 more times. So it's 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets. Okay, so once you've done that for 5 petals, okay, and to finish off you just want to slip stitch to that first single crochet that you made. Alright. Next we're going to take our green yarn, make a slip knot, chain 2, go back into the first chain that you made and make 6 single crochets. Pull the tail tight. In the next row we want to increase from 6 to 12. So you need to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, so 2 single crochets is called an increase, just for the next row. Okay, now that you've increased to 12, in the next row we're going to increase to 18. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 increase in the second stitch, which is the 2 single crochets. Okay, so that's the pattern until you get back to the stitch marker. 1 single crochet, 1 increase in the next stitch. Okay, for the next row, I'm just going to single crochet around, so 1 in each stitch. Okay, so I'm going to do that for 2 rows. In the next row, we're going to decrease from 18 to 15. So I'm going to do 4 single crochets. And then I'm going to do a decrease. So I go through the front loop of the first stitch, front loop of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay. So it's 4 single crochets and a decrease until you get back to that stitch marker. In the next row, I'm just going to single crochet around, so just 1 in each stitch. In the next row, I'm going to decrease from 15 to 12. So 3 single crochets. And a decrease. Okay, so now that we've decreased down to 12, in the next row I'm just going to decrease all the stitches. So we're going to go from 12 to 6. Alright, so I'm just going to cut the yarn long enough to stitch it on later. And you can make as many of these small ones as you like. Okay, so now we're going to make the big part of the cactus. So take your green yarn, make a slip knot, and chain 2. Okay. Go back into the first chain that you made and make 6 single crochets. Pull the tail tight. In the next row we're going to increase from 6 to 12. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. In the next row we're going to increase from 12 to 18. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 increase in the second stitch. So you just want to do that until you get back to the stitch marker. 1 single crochet and 1 increase in the next stitch. In the next row, we're going to increase from 18 to 24. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second stitch, and an increase in the third stitch. Okay, so 2 single crochets and an increase until you get back to the stitch marker. In the next row, I'm going to increase from 24 to 30. So I'm going to do 1 increase and 3 single crochets. Okay, so 1 increase and 3 single crochets until you get back to your stitch marker. In the next row, we're going to increase from 30 to 36. Single crochet 4. And 1 increase. Okay, 4 single crochets and 1 increase. Until you get back to the stitch marker. Okay, so now that I've increased to 36, I'm going to do 4 rows of single crochet. So just 1 in each stitch. Okay, so I'm going to do that and then I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, so this is how it looks after my 4 rows of single crochet. In the next row, we're going to decrease from 36 to 30. Single crochet 4. And then do a decrease. Okay, so just do that all the way along until you get back to that stitch marker. 4 single crochets and a decrease. Remember that a decrease is front loop of the first stitch, front loop of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay. Now that we've finished decreasing down to 30, we just want to do 1 row of single crochet. So just 1 single crochet in each stitch until you get back to the stitch marker. Alright, so this is how it looks after we decreased to 24 and then did 1 row of single crochet around. And the next row we need to decrease to 18. So 2 single crochets and a decrease. And you want to do that until you get back to the stitch marker. So once I've finished this row, I'm going to do 2 rows of 18. Okay. Alright, so this is how it looks after you decrease to 18 and then do 2 rows of single crochet. Okay, kind of looks like a light bulb. And the last row I'm going to decrease to 12. So single crochet 1 and a decrease. So 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. Okay, so once I've decreased down to 12, I just hide that in there, push it together, and then all you want to do is just stitch this on wherever you like, on either side, and then you can just knot these together. Okay, so you can stitch the flower onto the top of the little one and then stitch that one on. And then when you're ready to stitch it onto the soil, just make sure it's centered. Okay. Okay, so here's how my one looks after I've stitched it all on. Alright, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.